Hi, friends. This is Wendy Harrop, and welcome to the Say Yes to Yourself podcast. On the Say Yes to Yourself podcast, you'll hear stories from women just like us who are adding the practice of saying yes in their daily lives in big and small ways, and as a result, are experiencing the truth that everybody wins when you say yes to yourself. Saying yes to yourself is a graceful unfolding, an intentional becoming of the very best version of you. It is my hope that in these conversations, we are able to find our truth and be inspired and empowered to live our very best lives. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you, and I look forward to finding a bit of our own story in each other's. Hi, friends. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. At the time of the recording of this conversation, I was still in France, and oh my word, can I just say that I am in my bliss when I am in France? Looking out every window at the beautiful French countryside of stone buildings covered with ivy, surrounded by vineyards, and then I can hear the bells from the cathedral in the distance. Oh my word, it's just so much goodness. And as much as I consider this my home away from home, I'm also so delighted and so in my bliss to be in Bolton, Massachusetts, to look around at this gorgeous property, to look around at this beautiful home, to know that I'm just creating one of the stories that this home has experienced over the last 238 years. It's just phenomenal. And I know so many times when we're thinking about our homes, we're thinking about what we wish was different, or, wouldn't it be nice if we had a chateau in France? That's what I think of, or just more space, or a different configuration, or a new garage door, or whatever it is. And sometimes our homes can be a place that remind us of what we don't have yet. And Maria Husch, my guest today, really has a passion for helping people love their homes, love where they are by loving who they are in the moment. And whether you stay in your home once you have attained this newfound admiration and love for it, or if it's just what you need to release you to what's next for you, it's just a beautiful shift in perception and mindset around the place where we spend so much of our time. For me, all of my time. So I'm really eager to have you hear this conversation, to get to know Maria. I met her. She is a part of the mastermind that I'm in with Gina DeVee. And one of the things that is so amazing about that community is that my mentor has a global reach. So Maria lives in Austria, and I'm so thrilled that I had the opportunity to meet her and work with her this past year and in the year ahead. So Maria loves to create your rooms, your business, your awesome life by implementing the work that she does as a room expert. She is the founder of the I Love My Home Academy and membership. She is the host of the Happy Living podcast. She has a blog. She's appeared on TV. She's active in her community with successful programs, and she shows how our outer and inner rooms affect us and how we can create them with simple steps to get closer to our goals and our dreams. I'm so eager for you to hear this conversation. I'm eager to hear how you've enjoyed our accidental 3-part mini-series on the home. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your takeaways? What have you been able to implement? What differences are you seeing? So if you're listening to this and you've been thinking about what you've been enjoying, send me a message. Tell me what you like. Take a screenshot of this podcast and post it on Instagram and tag Maria, tag me. We'd love to know what your takeaways are. Everything that I'm doing here is so delightful for me, and I desire it to be in service to you as well. So tell me more of what you want, and I am here for it. But until then, sit back and relax and enjoy this fun conversation with my friend Maria.
My dear Maria, I am so excited to have this conversation with you, to see your beautiful face on the screen and know that I'm going to see your beautiful face in person in just a short time. Oh, thank you for being here.
I'm so happy to be here and talk to you from Vienna to Paris. And that on a US podcast, we're truly international. And for all who see the video, I brought my Eiffel Tower shirt.
Brilliant. I love it. Oh, that's so great. Yes, we are definitely international, especially today.
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled to have this conversation with you, to hear what is exciting and what is delighting your heart, and how you're saying yes to yourself in this season.
Yeah, I can't wait for the chat with you. About myself, about the rooms, and about everything that's possible for all of us, because this is my my passion, my vision, to show people how to empower themselves by designing a home that's empowering them, office space that's empowering our surrounding. And I know that's, you know it, and you really live it in your home and also on your vacations and trips, to really have an environment that's fueling us, that's giving us power, and that's also helping when we have problems and things. And I started to really study this. I started to embody this myself and to teach it to many people, the power of our home, of our rooms, and how we can design them so that they are a place of power where we get energy, and what we can do to magically attract an amazing life.
Oh, I love that. And what a beautiful career path to choose, to be able to do something that is not only so practical, but very expansive. All of your clients reap the benefits of your suggestions when they implement them.
Yeah.
And everyone is happy to see you and happy to gain the results that these adjustments or changes bring into their life. How did you get started on this path? When did this become something that was of interest to you?
Yeah, looking back, this was already in my elementary school years. When I
Really?
So back then I loved to redesign my room and everything, but I also, back then there was no internet. So in the here in Europe, in the newspapers, they had the little floor plans with the real estate ads in the newspaper every Saturday, and I would cut them out and then enlarge them on a not with a copy, but draw them myself. And then we had those mail order catalogs where they had all the furniture, very 80s style, and I would imagine a family that's moving in and they need all the stuff, and then I would design their home and write down all the things they would order. And yeah, that's how I got started, and I really loved it. And I loved to do all kinds of DIY projects and sewing and cooking and all the things. But then after my high school, I didn't really find education around that was fueling me. The university education, they felt a bit, they felt like so artsy and not down to earth to me. And people were really like pushy and things like that. So I started to study commerce and business administration, and that's where I worked for 10 years for the Austrian press agency. But then I just had the feeling first to be self-employed and start my own business, and that I need change. And then I got into courses on interior design, feng shui, consulting, and coaching. And now I combine all that together, with my own magic.
I love that so much. I mean, so much of this work that we've been doing, spiritual development work, personal development work, and a lot of people that are coming to a question where they know that there's something more. They want their life to have more purpose, more meaning. And so often the recommendation is to think back to when you were a child, and what did you do that brought so much joy, and what did you lose time when you were engrossed in those activities. And so I love that that is exactly what you have done. And you've just picked up this beautiful thread from your childhood and have incorporated that into everything that you do and everything that you are now. It's so beautiful.
Looking back, there are so many aspects that were really my dream, like becoming a teacher, but I didn't see myself in this whole system of the education system. But now I have my online business, and I'm in the energy of teaching guiding my clients.
Yes, you are. I love that. And you have a community of people as well, correct? Yeah. Or do you just work one-on-one with people?
No, I started 2011 one-on-one only, and just interior design, feng shui consulting here in Vienna. And 2015, I had a client, and I went there, and she had her whole house like a TV studio. And she talked about this online business and whatever she did there. And I thought, what is happening here? And she was totally, she had huge plans and things like that. And then I looked up what she is doing. And I thought, well, I could start a blog to tell my stories. Yeah, because I have so many stories with little changes in the room, what they made possible for people. So I would start a blog just for my existing clients, because of course I knew I can't have an online business because I have to go and see the houses of my people.
Oh, sure. Okay, sure.
Yeah, but then I gave up this belief, and now I have huge memberships. The I Love My Home Academy, I renamed it last week, And
Yay, congratulations.
yes, I really love it. Branding is new, everything is new, and so many new members. I'm very happy. And I have a decluttering course, which is more a holistic one where we look into a lot of mindset and having fun around it, and changing habits and really changing the love for your home first, because then it's easy to also tidy up and give love to your home. So, and I have another course on room for success, how to design your rooms for success, money flow, and things like that. Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. I'm really happy to hear all of that. And I have so many questions. So
Yeah.
I love that you came to the realization and you said it so beautifully. You just gave up the belief that you could only work with clients that you could physically enter their space in. So how was that process? Was that just something that you just decided one day, I am no longer available to live in this limiting belief? Or was it
No,
a
I didn't even
process? How
see
was
it
that for
as
you?
a limiting belief. I had my offline business here in Vienna, and then I started a blog, and I just I had some courses on how to blog or take videos, and my friends took the courses as well, and then they took courses on how to design an online course and how to come up and launch an online course. So it was more like fear of missing out, and I said, let's do it. We'll see what comes up. And with that, I didn't really do any like belief work or anything. I just started, and I never had the intention to grow this online business. And back then, like I had 40,000 euro sales a year, and I've never even had the feeling that I could do almost 1 million or so. Yeah. So
That's amazing.
and this was I just kept going, and I was really following the fun and the power of this online business. And looking back now, I really struggled with doing designs for my clients. I would always postpone the work, and I didn't like to go shopping with them and sit there and take hours to decide, should we take this countertop or this or that? And I was not really paid for that, and it didn't feel good. And now I just do one-on-one consulting or mentoring for my clients that are in change processes, and I have a handful of one-on-one clients, but I don't do any planning.
Oh, I love the evolution of that for you, and how you've mastered doing less better. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So in your decluttering course, what are some of the things that you recommend for people? I'm sure right now, anyone watching the video, I am sitting in Jeff's kitchen. I started outside, but the Wi-Fi signal wasn't strong enough. And so I am in Jeff's kitchen, and it is a bachelor lives here, and there is a giant rack full of wine here. There's a giant pot rack behind me. This house was formerly a stone set of barns that were built in the 1500s. So it's really cool and beautiful the way that they've slowly become different homes. So it's a row of what was stone barns are now 4 different residences. And so in this portion is completely done, but the last stone barn on the row belongs to Jeff, but it is not it hasn't been turned into living space yet. So it's just the way that it was for hundreds of years. So that's actually a goal of mine, is to have that turned into living space, so that when Amelia and I come to visit, we have our own house that is
Wow.
on his property. Yes.
Amazing.
So it's very fun.
I'll come.
Yes. Right. I want you to. Being here, and I want to get back to my decluttering question, but I also just want to say that being here in France, something happens inside my soul when I am here. It feels, even the very first time that I came to Paris, I felt as if I had been homesick for a city I had never visited. It was such a bizarre feeling. It was very transformational to be there, and then to, on trips following, to spend more time in the countryside than in a big city really, really stirred something in me. And so this area that Jeff is in, I love to spend extended time here, because just walking around and looking at these beautiful homes that are in all different degrees of repair or disrepair. Some of them are ruins, some of them have been completely redone, some of them are chateaux. It's so inspiring to be here. And I very much look forward to the time that I have my own property here in France, because it just feels like home.
Yeah, that's it's always so interesting how we resonate with, also, of course, a country is a big room, and the energy there. And I can also see it in your postings that this really fuels you. And
it does.
To really go there and see that's what I also inspire people, even if we can't see moving there or just relocating to another continent, but to really go there more often, or bring parts of it to our existing home, or to just connect more around that on the internet, whatever. That's really a big way how the rooms, the country fuels us.
Right. And travel can be, if travel is, travel can be so inspiring. And so to bring that back into your home decor can give you that same feeling, just by walking into your living room and being reminded, whether it's a piece of art or china or copper pots or whatever it is. Is that something that you instruct your clients to do?
Yes, definitely. We're very often, we see and feel rooms when we are on holiday or not at home, but at home we're kind of blind. We see the weak spots, and then we don't give our home the love. That's why my membership is called the I Love My Home community, to start loving your home. Even if in the long run you move somewhere else, but still give the love to your home, which means also loving yourself.
Right. What are some ways that you are encouraging your community to do that?
It starts with really seeing your home and finding and putting the focus on the nice parts, the parts we love, the little pieces we love, to bring them out, to use them. Where so often we have this special china in the cupboard for Christmas and for the special guests, but we won't use it for the most important person in our home, for ourselves, for our family. And that's where it starts. I always call it to start with a happy place, to really design a little place, and even if it's just on a sideboard, one part that is fueling you, where you look and see what's possible, where there are things you love. Yeah. And with those things, we are decluttered and they are tidy and everything is structured there, because the things we love, we know it from the little kids. The dolls or the cars they love, they are structured and they are, but all the rest they don't care about. That's where the clutter is, and that's where it's all mixed up and no structure. And the more we love our home, the easier we declutter and the easier we can have it structured and tidy.
Oh, that's such good advice. How do we start though? So we've been accumulating all of these things for such a long time, and now we make a decision, a mental decision to, okay, I want to divest myself of the things that I'm not using, what I don't need. And then, I mean, I've done it where I go to my closet or I go to a cupboard because I have a bit of a plate addiction. Like I love entertaining so much, and I love to have a lot of plates. And anytime someone in the family is, saying, I've got grandma's china, or someone like not even in my family, they're just a friend and they have their grandma's china and they don't want it. And I'm like, oh, grandma's china needs a home. I want to give it to her. So how do we, so I have all of these things, and I've thought, oh, because sometime I'm going to have this party and I'm going to need 12 of these plates. Or now the china that I say yes to, I don't say yes to all of it anymore, but now I just say yes to what has a gold rim. So then I can mix and match patterns because they have the gold rim in common. So, so even if I am intentional, I think, about decluttering, then when I go to the actual item, I start, well, what if I do have that party? Maybe I should keep this. Maybe I feel like I talk myself out of some of the decluttering that needs to happen. So what is your advice?
Yeah, first of all, is it a problem? When I go to in Vienna to the Schönbrunn Castle, or you would love it. They have a special museum with all the china and all the things. They had a lot. Is it really a problem when it's fueling you? When you love it, when you use it, and it's no problem if you don't use it 3 years. But if you love it, if you go to this sideboard or cupboard and go in and have a look and think, wow, I love this, then it's fueling you. And it's okay. That's how people ask me how many books is a problem.
Right.
There are people with 30,000 books. It's not a problem. It's a problem when the things, they hold you back and you have negative thoughts and they're draining you.
I love that.
We tend to want to start with the things either we love or with the things that are the hardest to declutter, like in the basement. Who cares if the basement is 1 year more cluttered? If you don't have the energy, decluttering a whole basement is not that easy if you have problems decluttering 5 magazines. So you have to get started, with the easy stuff. And our homes are full with easy stuff to declutter, but we don't do it as we look at those problems and the books and the like old things we got from this grandmother or this person and this person. We don't start there, and then it's draining us. And we start with just taking the plates out and enjoying them. That's the same. Many people come, they have hobbies and they want to start like sewing. Yeah. And they buy like fabric, but they don't sew. And the decluttering starts with sewing and enjoying it. Because decluttering, if we go back to like a few thousand years, if you live in a cave and you own two furs, decluttering one might be the reason why you don't survive. So decluttering is something that's really painful for us. And we know studies in the brain that it really triggers the same areas in the brain, like you have a real cut and are bleeding with pain. Yeah. So if you're decluttering and it hurts, you're kind of going into this wound again and again and again and again, and it's getting harder. You have to heal this wound. And if you're in lack, you can't declutter because your unconscious mind will say no. So you have to get into abundance first before you can start. And this is the main thing. And the more we declutter with crazy questions where we kind of, can I use this again? The answer is always yes. There could, if you have 5 sets of fondue sets, there could be this special occasion where the one fell down and broke. The other one, there is something missing. The third one is at the moment at the neighbors because you gave it to them. The fourth one, there you can find it, and then you need the 5th one. There is always this occasion could be. The potential is always there that this will save your life. And we are still in this energy, especially it's not long ago that we did, especially in Europe, we didn't have a lot of things. So my parents, they have it in them and they learned me that they don't have enough of this and that, and it's in them and they gave it to me. So we have to get into abundance first and see what we have and have a look what we have. And this is how we start. And if you bring out all your plates and see them and really feel the abundance, because with your energy, you brought all those into your life, then you see, and then you decide what you keep. That's one of the main things, because this is not bringing you into lack. I tell my clients to go shopping in their own home, to really decide what fuels them, what they keep because they love it. And sometimes it's all of it and it's okay. But this starts to reprogram our mind that decluttering doesn't hurt. Decluttering is fueling me. It's making space for new things. And I keep the things that are empowering me. Yeah, the clothes. And we know when we have our favorite dress, we put it on and we feel different. And that's with everything we use should be empowering. And we start with the very easy stuff, and we do a lot of mindset things. Of course, I have many clients. Some people heard one sentence in their childhood and can't declutter because there was one sentence of a teacher, of a parent, where they felt the feeling of lack, or when the parents declutter for the kids. And decluttering, tidying up is so often a punishment, like, and a lot of fights in families because the kids don't declutter. Kids love to declutter and they are the pros because it feels so good. But we have to be the role model in that.
Right. Yes. And you're absolutely right that it needs to be their own decision. Nobody likes someone else to declutter on their behalf. It's just mean. It feels awful. My dad used to declutter for us and kept all of his stuff. Like he had so much stuff and he would just get rid of ours, like the children and my mom. And then I'm reminded of that because, I have in the past gone through Amelia's things and decluttered. And of course, I did it while she was at school because I didn't want to hear a fight about how all these things are so special to her. But it was so not fair to her. And so many things I've had to take back out of the box that they were going to be donated in, and just let her be a part of that, because it's so important. And it reminded me of how I didn't like that. I didn't like anyone decluttering on my behalf either. So yes, you're right. It can be associated with a punishment. Go clean your room, or you can't have this thing until your room is clean, or whatever. So I love the reframing of that. And there are things that are special to her, and she has sentimental attachments to things. And right. And who in the world am I to say with my 8,000 plates that she has too many of anything? She just needs more space. That's how growing up, my room was always not, it was not as tidy as my mom would have enjoyed. And I'm convinced now that I live in this large house with just Amelia and I, and finally there's space for all of my things. It's not that I had too much stuff, it's just I didn't have enough space. So now it feels like it's in the right alignment. And so I just need to give her more space instead of asking her to divest herself.
And with kids, it's really, they feel, because we are born clutter free, and we let go with ease, because that's nature. Every tree will let go with ease, that leaves in fall. Not doing this is something we trained, to not letting go of the things that are important, that fuel us. So kids love to declutter if we show them that it's easy, fun, that it feels good, that it brings a place for new things. And of course, there are a lot of tricks to really, we have to, especially with kids and with things where we have a memory. There is the thing and the memory, and this is two things. And we don't need this thing to keep the memory. And that's easy today because we have this phone and we can take pictures, we can make photo books with the kids, with all their stuff. And kids love to give things away and donate things to kids and people that have less. Because they feel that this is fueling them then to receive.
That's beautiful. Oh, thank you for that. Now, you have said before, when we've been at dinner on our retreats and all of these fabulous locations, you've mentioned a few things about what to do when you come back from a trip, and how to retain the energy, but also transitioning from your vacation into your house. And then you also had some really amazing tips about setting up a home office. Can you speak to those two things, please?
So in order to explain this, I have to tell you the basics. So our rooms, they reflect us, and if we grow and our room stays old, they are holding us back. Extreme, for example, if you would live in your one bedroom where you lived as a student with the same design, the same things, this would be really, really hard to grow into the businesswoman and to grow a family, whatever. So they are holding you back. So if I go, so my idea is to be goal-oriented in your design. That design is a few steps ahead of you, so that it's taking you, on your journey. It's even a bit out of the comfort zone, bigger or bolder or richer or more ready for a new relationship or whatever. So that's what we want. And when I go to retreats, I grow there, I change my mindset, I come back with intentions, and my home is old. And then to really anchor it in, I leave my luggage outside and I do 2-3 things. Sometimes I have some bigger projects planned, and this is not big. These are not big things or time consuming or expensive things. This is just this doesn't resonate anymore. I will bring out this and this book on the coffee table because that's a topic where I want to dive in. This one picture doesn't resonate anymore. I'll order a new picture with this one goal I got on the trip or whatever. Yeah. And this is especially in the bedroom, which is the most important room in our house. And we treat it like the last room because no one comes there and we just go there to sleep. So, but our subconscious mind is active during sleep, and the sleep is so important because we have all the things unfiltered and we take them in. We know also from studies that, for example, clutter in your bedroom would affect your sleeping rhythm and your hormones and blood and everything. So, and this is the place where you start your day, the first impression, and where you end the day. And it's the one place where you can be attacked. If you go to the cave, if you're in the cave and sleep, and like the wolf comes in, then you have a problem. And this is still in us, the bedroom where we sleep is this where we are really truly personal, and that's the main room where we strengthen ourselves and all our goals. Of course, also things like health, relationship, but also success, one of the most important rooms. And if we go to castles, like I bet also in Versailles, if you go to the bedrooms, they are very, very big and they are very, very fancy in their design because it's important. Yeah. So I suggest to change it as the first room because this empowers you to get the energy for other rooms and for decluttering and doing this and this. And
I love that. I will definitely implement that. That is so beautiful and simple. Thank you. You mentioned also at one of these dinners about the home office and about using the color gold. Can you say more of that, please?
So if you work in the home office, it's definitely important to design it as as this office headquarter of your company. Yeah, and of course there are many, many things. I have a whole program on that that you can look at. But How do you feel? So if you rent office space, your dream office space in the center of the next big city in your area, where there's success all around, there are other offices, with which intention and energy would you design this office? How would you place the desk, which is one of the most important tips, to really have a desk that's looking into the room, that has a fixed wall behind, and where you see the room like a boss in a big company would sit, not with looking outside the window, which is, by the way, there are studies that it's 30 to 40% less productivity. You can try to have another person and ask her or him to sit on your desk. How successful does this person look to you?
Wow.
Yeah, and feel. And of course, we sometimes can't do everything in the home office, but we can give our best, because this is important. That's where we make the money for the whole family. I have clients that brought a folding camping table, a huge one, in the middle of the living room, behind them the TV, and they own their whole living room. And every day they put it together. It takes 5 minutes, and this transformed their whole business and their whole career, because they feel big.
This nook that is exactly the length of the desk, and there's a big window right in front of me. So what I like about it is I appreciate the light, the natural light, for all of my Zoom calls and all of that. I like that I can see my property from there, and it's very dreamy to me. And then I can also see if anyone is coming onto the property, because the driveway is actually behind our house. So I can see people pulling in. So to me, it has a lot of benefit. However, it is also in the same room that is my ironing suite and my laundry room. And I love all those things, but I can see them. And sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, I really should be ironing right now, not sending emails for my business. So it's a conflicting space. It's inspiring and conflicting.
Yeah, one tip, but you're very good in having ideas, but you do the work inside the room and not outside. And it's about doing the marketing and sending out and doing the stuff. So maybe sometimes it's good to have two spaces, one to look out and dream, and one to really look inside the room and have the best place to really feel big.
I like that.
You're right. The CEO of a huge company.
An empire.
International, an empire. So you need the headquarter office.
I love that. I am definitely going to make that change. And I love that idea that you mentioned with your other clients, that it's something that they set up and take down. So it's not that I need to repurpose another room in the house. It's just,
yeah, but you have a big house. I bet there is a room.
I bet there's a room. I bet there is. Oh, that's so fun.
We want people coming into our lives, and we want them in our energy, even if we sell online courses. And so I designed my home, my office, in the energy that all my 600 members of my membership, they show up here.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
And this is a totally different.
Right.
energy.
Oh, I love that. Okay. When I get back home, I'm going to FaceTime with you or do a Zoom and take you around the house, and you can tell me the best place to set up my new office. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited about that. Oh my gosh, Maria, I could talk to you for hours, and I am looking forward to seeing you in Paris at the end of the month when we can talk for hours. I know it's going to be amazing, but thank you so much for your time. Tell everyone where they can find you, where they can follow you. thankfully on Instagram, you can just push see translation and we can
Yeah.
see your posts, but tell everyone where they can find your beautiful, beautiful offering.
Yeah, my membership, my website is mariahusch.com. We'll link it. And I'm, of course, also on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, my business is in German, and my main things, they will stay in German. There are so many people here, and I really love to stay in also in this energy for myself. And there are so many people that change into English, and I would also love some other things in my mother language. So, but I do have a lot of clients in the US, also in Australia, in Canada. So I do a lot there. And from time to time, I have things and offerings. Just write me an email or contact me, and I'll let you know everything in English. And I do have one-on-one spots also in English to dive into some things. And maybe sometime I will add some English programs, memberships, or whatever.
Well, I like that you have so much intention around keeping it in German. So I think you should just stay right in that lane. That's beautiful. Like you said, we will link everything in the show notes. Thank you so, so much. I'm really excited to see you soon.
See you soon.
I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. As always, any links or notes mentioned can be found at phineaswrighthouse.com in the podcast section of our site or in the show notes below. And if you haven't connected with me personally, come find me on Instagram at Phineas Wrighthouse and let me know you listened to this episode. I'd love to get to know you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I know your days are full, and I'm really grateful that you chose to spend some of your precious time right here. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of these delightful conversations. I'll see you next week.